The power of the cell. The story so far. The cell is a vital part of the timeline, an ancient computer that can detect where villains are attacking the past. While both answers wait anxiously in the time world, the other children face extreme danger. Can they bring the cell safely back to Modlock the Time Guardian, or will the villain get to it first? Chapter 1. Nadim and Yuna shot through the door of the circularium. They spun back through time. The doorway opened and Nadim was jolted to the ground. Yuna landed next to him. For a moment it looked as if someone else was going to follow them, but then the door vanished. Nadim and Wilma were in a narrow and lit alley that went between tall buildings. They shivered in the freezing night air. They did not notice the shadowy figures watching them from a dark doorway. Wilma felt a deep chill. She wrapped her arms round her body. "We'd better find out where we are," she said. The alley led to a cobbled street. Ahead was a warm glow of light. As they walked towards it, the figures looked at each other and nodded. The light came from a bookbinder's shop, full of leather-covered books. In a frame on the door was a newspaper. It said the London Gazette, 30th October 1805. Steam. It is the power of the future. Steam, chuckled Nadim. Imagine if we had steam-powered computers. Suddenly a stone landed at Yuna's feet. It had been thrown from across the street. Out of the darkness, a woman stepped forward over her. She hissed, "Be ready to run," whispered Nadim as they crossed back toward the alley. "I saw you in the alley," the woman said. "I know why you are here." Yuna's mind raced. What had the woman seen? What did she know about? But Yuna wasn't expecting what the woman said next. "What trusted me to help you," continued the woman. "There isn't much time to explain." Nathan's chest tightened. He strode back to the temple. Had Modlock mentioned other being sent? The woman stepped closer. The air seemed to freeze. "We can't stay here," she said, crossing the road. "It is too dangerous." "What do you mean?" stuttered Wilma as they followed after her. "The villains are close. If I saw you, they may have seen you too." The woman pushed open the door of the bookbinder's shop. "In here, and quickly," she urged. As they went in, the woman turned and looked back to the dark alley. She nodded before closing the door. A figure moved from the shadows. He had understood her signal. The plan was beginning to take shape. Chapter 2. The first thing they noticed in the shop was the smell. The air was thick with the smell of leather, glue, varnish, and smoke. There were books everywhere. Toward the back of the shop stood a large desk covered in tools, needles, threads, rolls of cloth, mallets, knives, and bottles of ink. A single lamp glowed dimly in the gloom. Nadim glanced nervously around through a door. At the back of the shop, he could see what looked like a homemade laboratory. Above a large fireplace were shelves stacked with bottles and tubes, cylinders, coils of wire, and copper she did. What is this place? Murmured Luna. It is a safe place, replied the woman, for now. Safe? asked Luna. How do you know? Who are you? The woman smiled. Modlock sent me to help you find the cell. It is powerful magnet called Bloodstone. It is very dangerous. It will react badly if it is put near certain things. I see like electricity reacts badly with water, nodded Nadim. So have you found the cell? asked Luna. I am close to finding it, said the woman, but so are the violence. She paused. The lamplight flickered in the cold air. She picked up a book. A boy called Michael works there. I think he knows where the cell is hidden. I have been watching him. So where is he? asked Luna. I lost sight of him this evening, said the woman. We may be too late. The violence may already have him, and the cell suddenly above their heads. They could hear the dull thud of footsteps. Someone was coming down the stairs. Everyone froze. Violence is Luna. Quiet, ordered the woman. Be ready. Chapter 3. A figure entered the back room and began searching the laboratory. Why can't I find it? The figure muttered. Ah, here it is. The cell, whispered Nadim. The figure lit a candle. It was a boy about Luna's age. He was holding a large jar. The woman coughed gently. The boy spun round in surprise and dropped the jar, which smashed on the stone floor. I am sorry, he stuttered. I thought I had closed the shop. He looked at the jar on the floor. You see, I like to do experiments in my spare time. Anyway, can I help you? There is not much time, said the woman. Are you Michael? Michael Faraday? Do you know the name Modlock? Luna added. Michael gulped. Yes, I was asked to look after something for him, but there is no time for this, snapped the woman. Where have you put the cell? The violins are close, and who knows what damage they could do with this power. I don't have it, Michael said quietly. My friend Tyler is hiding it for me. He added, I will take you to him. Suddenly the candles flickered, and then died. Standing in the doorway was the shadowy figure from the alleyway. He thrust out a hand. Give, said the villain. Run, shouted Michael. This way. Chapter 4. Cuba could remember going into the circular room and spinning back in time, but where was he now? He was lying on a bundle of rugs, but other than that he wasn't sure. A boy in a wheelchair was looking down at him. I'm Tyler, the boy said. Who are you? Where am I? Murmured Cuba. There's a funny thing, said Tyler. 1 minute I am working away on my printing press. Then the next you are lying on that pile of rugs. How did you just appear like that? Modlock and me, said Cuba. Tyler's face went pale. Modlock, he gasped. I know about all that time stuff my mate Faraday told me. Clever lad, into science. He can work stuff out, he said. If anyone mentioned Modlock, I had to tell him and be quick, sharp. about it. Tyler wheeled himself across the room and pushed open a door. "I'll get my coat," he said. "Then we can go and find Faraday." Beyond the door was another large room. In the center of the room was a metal printing machine. On the floor were barrels of ink. Hanging from the ceiling was a heavy frame of drying paper. "Do you live here?" asked Cuba. "Live here? Where care?" said Tyler. "I am an orphan. Lucky I could read, so I got a job. Here I make up the tray of words. For each page we even print illustrations using sheets of copper. That's how I know Faraday. I print pages. He binds them together into books." Suddenly there was a noise from the street. Tyler rose to the door and rushed. "Michael, Wilma, and Nadim, Wilma!" shouted Cuba. "Am I glad to see you?" "Shh!" panted Michael. "Violence! They'll hear us. We've just been chased by one." "Oh no," said Wilma. "Where's the woman? What if the violence got here?" Wilma started for the door. "We must go back," she cried, but to her relief, the woman appeared. "I think we've lost them," the woman gasped, "but we must hurry." She looked at Michael. "We need the cell, and quickly." "Is it here?" Michael looked at Tyler. Tyler nodded. Tyler broke open a barrel. He dipped his hand in and pulled up a heavy lump of metal dripping with ink. "I hid it, like you told me, Michael," he said. "Nobody would think it was in here." The woman gave a wheezing laugh. "Clever," she said. At that moment, the door crashed open. "The villain found us!" shouted Nadim. The villain gave a menacing snarl. "Give!" he rasped. At the same time, both Wilma and the woman lunged towards Tyler. The woman grabbed the cell. "Zoma smelled. It is mine," she whispered. I looked at her, puzzled. What she saw made her gasp. Zoma's eyes became cold and pale. Her freezing, claw-like hand grabbed Wilma's shoulder, and she pushed her out of the way. "Finance!" screamed Tyler. "She's one of them." Chapter 5. "So you are Modlock's new hope," the woman laughed. "It is almost too easy." She reached across to the printing press and picked up a page. They watched, horrified, as the words on the page disappeared under a black stain that spread from her fingers. "We can destroy history as easily as I can destroy these words," she smirked. The man started to laugh. "What fools you are! You will never save history. We will destroy history and spread darkness. Without the cell, you are finished." The man then Tyler saw his chance. He kicked over the barrel of ink. The woman slipped on the thick black puddle that poured out of it. As she fell, the cell flew across the room. The cell landed in a box of copper printing sheet. Instantly, the whole box whizzed with a massive surge of power. The man scuttled toward the sparking box without thinking. Nadim grabbed a rope, tied to a hook. It was the rope that held up the large drain frame above them. It fell with a crash, knocking the man to the floor. "What fool you are!" shouted Nadim. For a second all was still, all was silent, except crackling of strange colored sparks as the cell reacted with the Kappa, but then to their horror, the woman slowly got to her feet. "Is that the best you can do?" she snapped. She walked over and greedily dived her hands into the feeding box. Instantly, a ribbon of energy leaped across her human disguise, melted away. She became a whirlwind of sparks. For a moment, the room was a storm of raw power. Then, stillness. The cell rolled along the floor. Faraday picked it up. "Interesting," he muttered, handing it to Nadim. The door appeared. Nadim, Wilma, and Kiba knew what it was. They stepped into it. Suddenly, Kiba saw the violent man get up and move towards Tyler. "Tyler!" Kiba yelled, leaping out of the doorway. "Look out!" Kiba yelled. "Wilma, come back!" Kiba looked back, but the doorway had gone. Nadim and Wilma had vanished. The end.